In the past, you needed a massive team to build a huge company. An accountant to keep the company's tax records, a designer to create the product's logo, a marketer to manage social media, a support team to answer customer questions, and, of course, a software team to write the code behind the product. But now, can a single person, with only artificial intelligence by their side, do a large part of the work that took those teams days in just seconds? Perhaps the largest and most profitable companies of the new era will not be founded in crowded plazas or offices with hundreds of desks, but by a single person at a single laptop in a dark room. Will the giants of the future be those who walk alone? Today, we are talking about how artificial intelligence is disrupting and rebuilding the business world. Is the era of the one-person company really beginning? Starting a business alone is, of course, not a new idea. There have been freelancers or small tradespeople for years. However, what we are talking about today is a completely different level. What has changed today is the technological leverage that carries human capacity beyond limits. Within the last few years, language models produced by OpenAI, the analysis capabilities of Anthropic, and visual production tools like Midjourney have entered our lives. Now, we can have a professional website written, analyze complex data tables in seconds, create perfect ad copy, and completely automate customer support processes just by giving a text command. Our first main idea is very clear. In the past, you needed human resources, that is, a huge team, to start a company. Now, many core tasks that used to be team efforts are turning into cheap or completely free digital tool tasks. Let's make the matter a bit more concrete. When you look at it from the outside, what we call a company looks like a large structure. But when you go inside, a company actually consists of a few very basic parts: idea development, product design, software or production, marketing, sales, customer relations, daily operations, and accounting. In a classic startup, a separate person or department works for each part. The real question that needs to be asked is this: how many of these departments can an artificial intelligence really touch today, or how many can it manage alone? The answer might surprise you. Most of them, and in a way that is much faster and cheaper than you might imagine. Let's examine this through a real example. Let's say you have a great product idea in mind. Artificial intelligence gives you incredible power in this process. Are you stuck on content production? You can have artificial intelligence write your blog posts, ad copy, and social media planning. Do you need a logo or design for your product? You can produce perfect visuals or product templates in seconds. Don't know how to code? You no longer need to spend months learning code to develop simple applications or prepare prototypes. Artificial intelligence codes it for you. Doing market research, analyzing your competitors, or automating email flows to your customers is now just a few clicks away. There is a very critical message here. Artificial intelligence does not completely replace humans today, but it increases the production capacity of a single person 100-fold. In the past, even if you had a brilliant idea, you needed a massive budget to bring it to life. Hiring a good developer cost thousands of dollars. Working with a professional designer, allocating a budget to an ad agency, or setting up a support team to answer customer phones were insurmountable walls for someone without capital. However, today, taking these first steps is almost free. And even more importantly, it is very fast. While waiting for a designer takes days, artificial intelligence does the same job in 10 seconds. The biggest revolution created by this situation is this: that intimidating cost and knowledge threshold required to start your own business is falling at an incredible speed. Yesterday's obstacles are turning into today's standard tools. So, what can one person really build using all these tools? Can they challenge the massive companies on the internet? Perhaps you cannot rewrite Google by yourself tomorrow. However, today there are enormous areas where one-person companies are very successful. Especially digital software services that solve a small and specific problem, which we call Micro SaaS, niche media brands and newsletters, digital education products, and simple productivity tools work great with one person. Micro empires can be established that receive payments from credit cards even while you sleep, respond automatically to customers with AI support, and have servers that run automatically. Everything so far sounds like a magical dream, but when we return to the real world, we must face a major misconception. Having artificial intelligence write the code for a product or draw its logo is actually only the easy 10% of the work. The real challenges that cannot be done with AI and still require human intelligence completely are standing right there. Achieving product market fit, finding the right idea that real people will actually want to pay for. Looking the customer in the eye and making that sale. And most importantly, building trust between you and your customers. AI can write a perfect email for you, but what will build trust in the heart of the person reading that email is your commercial intelligence. Tools have accelerated incredibly, but the burden of making the right decisions is still on human shoulders. At this point, another philosophical and technical question arises. We call these entrepreneurs one-person companies, but are they really working all by themselves? Actually, no. Today's one-person company actually rises on the shoulders of trillion-dollar giants. You cannot publish your application without Amazon's cloud infrastructure. You cannot receive money without Stripe or similar global payment systems. You cannot speed things up without AI servers and no-code automation platforms. So, from the outside, you see a single person at a computer, but behind that person, there is a massive, multi-billion-dollar digital army, a software infrastructure at their command. When all these powers fall into the hands of a single person, a brand new problem arises. Competition. If writing code, designing, and producing content with AI is this easy for you, it is equally easy for the other 8 billion people in the world. What happens when everyone has the same superpowers? An unimaginable abundance of content, millions of new pieces of software, and countless new ideas emerge. Everywhere becomes filled with copycat products. In this chaos, what is actually scarce is no longer developers or designers. What is actually scarce is attention. In this new era that economists call the attention economy, attracting people's limited attention has become the hardest job in the world. Production is now very easy, but being heard in that noise is harder than ever. Since writing code or producing text has become commonplace, where will the real value be concentrated in the companies of the future? Every area that AI can easily imitate will rapidly lose value. However, the things the machine cannot do will become even more valuable than gold. Building trust, creating a brand that people truly love, being able to build a community, and approaching things with a very original perspective. What will distinguish your product from hundreds of thousands of other copies will not be the quality of the code you write, but that unique bond you establish with your customers, the distribution channel you own, and your story. To repeat, as production becomes easier, being chosen and loved will become much more difficult. Let's come to that big question in the title of the video. Are giant one-person companies earning millions of dollars really possible? We should look at this issue from two different perspectives. Yes, it is definitely possible. Thanks to the global internet, with zero or near zero operational costs, there are already one-person entrepreneurs selling digital products all over the world and generating millions of dollars in turnover, and their numbers will increase. However, this situation also has definite biological limits. Managing human relationships, stress during moments of crisis, international legal processes, and financial burdens can be very heavy on the shoulders of a single person. As the company grows, the number of customers will also grow. And no matter how smart a machine is, they will eventually want to see a flesh and blood human, a team, in front of them to solve some complex crises. It is not possible to completely eliminate limits. This transformation will deeply affect not only entrepreneurs but the working lives of all of us. In the future, we will see lumbering and slow corporate structures where thousands of people work gradually shrinking. They will be replaced by micro teams consisting of more independent workers who produce much more efficiently thanks to smaller but technological levers. Companies will no longer compete just to grow and hire more people, but to create more impact using technological levers. A 5-person company managed by a single person with artificial intelligence will be able to produce more value than a 100-person factory of the past. When we evaluate this entire process, we actually face a very clear fact. Today, AI gives the same tools, the same speed, and the same capacity not just to you, but to everyone. From the outside, this may look like a technology revolution. But what makes the difference is not the software on your computer, but the mindset of the person at the helm of that software. Choosing the right problem, taking risks at the right time, making decisions amidst uncertainties, being patient, and being able to sense what the human market needs. AI can offer you great opportunities and superpowers. But you are still the one who starts that business, takes that risk, and draws the vision. There is still a human at the center of the work. Perhaps the biggest revolution of this new era is not AI taking the place of humans and taking over the world as we fear in science fiction movies. Perhaps the real revolution is a single person reaching the power to do things alone that a whole army, a team, could do in the past. In the business world of the future, the question will no longer be, can I start my own company? Because starting one will already be a matter of a few minutes. The real and biggest question will be this: With this incredible technological power in my hands, how far can I go alone? Well, what do you think about this? Are you benefiting from AI to start your own business, or do you still believe that teams will win? Share your thoughts and projects with us in the comments. To continue discovering the secrets of the business world of the future and technology, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.